Okay, so I've been receiving a few requests of good units for PvP. And this is not exactly good units for PvP, but good teams. Now, if I do make another video for specifically talking about units that could be good for builds, I guess, yes, but units in general are just good if you're running them as a build, not specifically alone. Like you see here in this first picture, I have, I don't know, Lilia right here, but Lilia really just works in specific builds. She's not like good by herself. And I also got here someone that knows more than me, because I would be very lost alone. I brought Mika.
Hi.
And
I'm the boomer.
yes, you can sub to his channel if you want. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. He does upload daily Grand Cross videos and streams on Twitch. You do upload daily Grand Cross videos and you stream on Twitch. So yeah, in the dire need of content that this game has, it's good having more people subscribe to, you know.
Yes.
So I always say that about Blazing. It was but yes.
Rest in peace.
Talk about teams. So the first team I want to talk about is the Lilia plus Meliodas team, and is the one that you like.
Yeah, it's a gross combo. It's really disgusting.
Lilia, if you don't know why this team works so well, is because Meliodas is a unit that relies on penetration, and Lilia boosts penetration of all allies. So you have a team where Meliodas is doing so much damage. Now, the other units in the team, it could be a variable of units. On the picture I have Merlin and Escanor, but you could mix and match. You had it with Diane instead of Escanor.
Yeah, Diane, she worked for me until
she got nerfed.
Yeah,
so now...
Yeah, indirectly she got nerfed.
I mean, yeah, I feel like they nerfed her in specific, you know? I feel like she was the reason for the nerf.
She was the main reason, yeah.
So who you're gonna run now instead of Diane?
That's a good question.
Gopher?
I have no idea, to be honest. Yeah, probably Gopher. Actually, yeah.
Gopher would work fine. I have tried with Gopher. I found more success with Escanor because people are scared of Escanor. Like I've seen that like people prefer going for Escanor than Lilia or Meliodas most matches. When people know, they just go for Lilia straight up. But when people don't know, they go for Meliodas or Escanor because they're more scary, you know?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Merlin's there for the alt gauge, but I found recent success with instead of Merlin putting SR Gilfunder. I can show him right here. SR Gilfunder. The reason why he's good is because he reduces damage by 30%, right?
Yeah, something like that.
He reduces damage on PvP by 30%, so he's been working fine. I played like 5 matches. I won 05 with that team. Let me lower the game right here. It's doing pretty good, but have any other things I missed about this team?
No, I think you're good. I think you swapping out Merlin was for the best.
Yeah, it stopped working for me. Like, it just stopped working.
Well, Meliodas is passive. It relies on ult gauge. And if you're getting ult gauge too fast, it might hinder him a little bit. So getting rid of that Merlin.
Mostly because I've been facing a lot of whales now that I've been getting like really high. I'm on the highest tier, right?
Yeah, that's...
And I always face people with like 120k CP. Every time.
Sounds about right.
And if you don't go first with this team, I feel like with Gilfunder is better than with Merlin. I don't know. That's just how it's been working. But yeah. Next team I have is one that you might see if you play a lot. Is Kingbrum. And oh boy, do I love Kingbrum.
Oh, everybody loves Kingbrum.
Oh boy. I don't know how people that run this team can sleep at night. Well, you know, if you don't play PvP enough to actually have seen this team, it relies on Petrify. You sure know King because you're giving him on story mode, and Helbram is just like King, but a little different. He petrifies as well. So you have 2 units in the team that petrifies.
Takes away ult gauge. He hits hard because it's passive.
He has the whole thing going on. So there are moments that
breaks through stances too. Sorry.
Oh yeah, his ult is really good.
So if you have a Merlin shield, it just stops it altogether. It doesn't even like account for it. I'm pretty sure it's annoying. Yeah,
and like the thing is that he counters so well a lot of teams, especially teams with Escanor. Escanor is very popular because he takes off his Escanor. He cannot be petrified, right? If you have the full ult gauge.
If you have max ult gauge, yeah.
Yeah, but Hellburn can just take it off the ult gauge. And then he petrifies. Same
thing with Diane. You can just petrify Diane. And now that they made it so you can target whoever you want when your passive is like down. I mean, like
Yeah,
there's
because
nothing stopping you
before
from getting
with
wiped.
before with Diane, even if she got petrified, you still had to attack her in that very same turn unless you kill her. But now, if you just petrify her, you can change the target. So they completely messed up with Diane because of this team. And Gopher is here to make company just to give boost, you know,
Yeah, you should
give
stick
him
with that.
the petrifies, and Merlin for the ult. When you have two units that are constantly petrifying you, they can get their ults pretty easily, you know, because oh, this guy can take off my ult gauge. Oh no, he's petrified, you know. So
And if you have King's ult like close to max, whew, it hits hard.
oh yeah, and like when you think
stupid
about
hard.
like the fact that Hellbrim is such an old unit, people have pulled multiple of him. Like they have like
Albrum's
ult
been
gauge.
around since week 4 or 5.
Yeah, like King, lots of
and
people
he's
have
still
bought
relevant.
dupes for him, like Gopher. Like every single time I see this team, Gopher is like 6-6. And like he one-shots my team if he gets the ultimate. So
Yeah,
this
he's been
team
around long enough, yeah.
is just consistent. I think it's disgusting, but you
It's
know.
annoying.
You can see that
It's
my
annoying.
my Hellbrim in the picture is level 7. He's not even max. I never used this team before. So I mean I have used this team before when I was like a gold. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you were a
oh
helmet.
yeah, why is this team so good? But
It's too good.
it's so good. Exactly the same except Merlin. Merlin was someone else, but it doesn't matter. So this team right here. And now the one that I don't really know much about, but Nick is here to explain, which is the Alt Rush team.
So, the Ult Rush team, I knew it existed. I knew it was a general team idea, but I lost to it recently while fighting on stream. There was a 30,000 CP difference in my favor, and I lost to this team. 30,000 CP. Like,
Care to explain how?
so just let this. I'm gonna explain. So, the general idea is you use ult gauge food, you go
Yeah.
second, you have Merlin in the sub slot.
Mhm.
So that all gives you ult gauge in and of itself. And then when Elizabeth dies, since the current meta is mostly AoE units, when Elizabeth dies, she gives everyone on your team 2 ult gauge, as well as healing and curing all their debuffs. So keeping that in mind, you're almost guaranteed close to max ult or guaranteed max ult turn 2. And King, he can just crit like crazy off of that. And if you have Diane too, if you have single charges to worry about, her passive will take care of those. So this team has the potential to wipe you in like 1 to 2 turns, basically.
Yeah, I faced this team once. The guy, I had no idea. I had zero idea. The guy was using blue Elizabeth, but she was UR level 80. The guy was using blue Elizabeth, and I was like, why? You know, why? And then I kill her.
Yeah.
He just gets the Hellbrim's ultimate, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yep.
And then I
That's-
realized, like, oh, this is the Elizabeth that when she dies, she gives ult and she heals. And
Yep.
then
A lot of
I
people,
ended
what
up
they
winning
do
because I
is-
feel like this team should be better in geared, right?
No, I agree.
This
I
team
think
should
it's
be
just
better
a
in
matter
geared.
of it's being slept on right now.
Yeah,
It
and
wouldn't take long for people to
the
start
guy
picking it up.
was not using Green King. He was using Hellbrim, which is
Yeah,
completely different.
any AoE unit works, but Green King is probably for the best because of his crit, passive, and whatnot.
Yeah. If you have like my Green King, I didn't never like really care to level him up, but now that I know that he's like good, not only for the Grey Demon, which is I mean it's good, but like Asking can take care of it. But if this team becomes meta, I might have to like might have to
Dude,
slip
you know what's crazier?
some SSR
It's
penance on him.
better to have the blue Elizabeth like level 1.
Yeah, because she dies, guaranteed.
Yeah, so she dies even faster. Yep, it's like you don't even have to invest that much into this team compared to others. You don't need all
You just,
four
you just
of them
need
level
King,
80.
which lots of people, I'm assuming, don't really have him like worked on.
No.
Maybe level 60 for the
Mine's
Great
60.
Demon, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And you have
That's all I need.
the other team right here, the Lilia and Meliodas.
Oh, dude, this. So, this team right here the entire thing is all 3 of those units have something to do with penetration. So now it's already explained Meliodas and Lilia combo. And Meliodas' skills are based off penetration and whatnot. Lilia boosts that off her passive. Elizabeth, she has a skill that's also based on penetration and is AoE, and she's green. And she's an SR. So it's easy to get her max
Oh,
ult.
this is SR
You get-
Ellie Hawk, okay.
Yeah. She's easier to get max ult, easier to invest into, and she's type advantage against the meta right now, which is mostly blue units. I've lost this team in 1 turn because of Elizabeth.
But
So
let me
three of
just
them
take a
AoE.
look exactly what she does because I personally have no idea.
It's,
I've never.
She penetrates all enemies basically. So 3 times her penetration rate. And then with
She's
Lilia boosting that
Queen
penetration
Ellie
rate.
Hawk.
Yeah,
Increases
it's-
HP related to all stats by HP related
So
stats to
her
allies by
passive, she's not
10.
there for a passive.
Yeah,
her
but
passive
she
is
does
useless.
increase 10%. It's okay.
No, but she doesn't. It's not for PvP though. It's literally everywhere else.
But outside of outside of
Yeah.
PvP. I heard like when I read it was like on PvP. Inflicts 180, decrease target's defense later. I don't see it.
You don't see penetrate all enemies? Are you looking at the database?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. I'm looking
Oh,
at it.
penetrate all enemies with 100.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, alright. So you have 2 busted AoE penetration units in the team,
Basically.
pretty much. And you
Yeah.
put Gil Thunder in the back, which is not level 80. You put Gil Thunder in the back right there for the damage reduction. That's
Yeah,
an interesting
like, the Gale
team.
Thunder is probably flexible, but for me,
I've seen this Elizabeth and Hawk on PvP, but it wasn't this setup, so it wasn't really effective. But I can see you're trying to fight.
like the last 2 teams are basically perfect counters almost to Melly and Lilia from what I've seen. I don't think I've beaten either of them. So
But I'm curious to
it's a
see
scary setup.
if I see more teams with the Elizabeth dad strategy. You have her at level 50, big rip. At least she's not level 80 or something. I mean, she's not really that great, you know. So it's not a unit that most people are gonna have invested to. So that's
Right.
good.
Like she will work just as is, to be honest. I don't need to go first to win with that team if I built into it more and whatnot. But
But really, the two teams that at least ungeared, I see pretty much every match is the one we talked about with Meliodas and Lilia, and like Golfer, whoever it is, the third one, and then Merlin,
Yeah,
or
the third
King
one's very
Brum.
flexible.
King Brum
Yeah.
is the one you see every time. King Brum is just. But yeah, if you want to take this as a video saying what units are good, that could be it. But pretty much like team compositions are what makes the team. You know, it's not really the unit. You don't just throw. I may put Golfer, Merlin, and King in the team. It's gonna work fine. You know, it could work fine, maybe if you get lucky. But like, it gotta mean something. The composition gotta mean something.
basically, what you need is synergy.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a lot of these things, a lot of these teams, they have good synergy. Teams based off of ult gauge, getting it fast. Teams based off of penetration, and then fairies bouncing off of each other, and then go for upgrading to petrify. Like, it's all about synergy. If you can make it work, make it work. Like, you don't have to like be bound to these teams. But this is just like the stuff we see the most.
Yeah,
And it
there's
works.
also other stuff, right? One
Yeah,
one
dude, there are
team that
some
I've seen is
janky teams out there.
a Lilia, Meliodas, and Hauser. That's one as well.
Yeah, that's actually a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Hauser
That is a good one.
instead of like the other third that would be just
Hauser's been been around so long, you can get him to max ult.
yeah.
Or if you've been playing for a little bit.
But
it's
these are like the bases, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being the voice of reason. And yeah, thanks for watching.